and sector. And I think it would also reflect in his dealings with us that when the lion or an elephant is killed, we would always have the better shares, and we should be rightly happy and proud of it. The Honorable George Opayado brings to this position a word of experience in dealing with the youth. With him as our champion, we should look forward to years and years ahead of us of prosperity and empowerment of the youth. So I am particularly elated and then hopeful that we're going to see an era of progress and flourishment for all the programs that National Service has been working on for years. So we're grateful for his visit and then thank him for coming. So Honorable, we'd like to welcome you to our boardroom. This is our second day in office properly. So far, we've not met everybody yet, but we're still in the process. So it is the management of the scheme or the authority now. We're in the transition process. We're in the transition process. So we thought that you should have a brief word of management and then we'll go down there. That's where we meet the general body of the authority and then communicate to the president. Thank you so much and welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Let me take this opportunity to thank the Director General and his deputy for welcoming me to the boardroom. Let me also take this opportunity to say a big thank you to all of you for your service to Mother Ghana and all you've been doing for us. The NDEC is not here to wish hands anybody. President Mohammed's government is here so that we all build the Ghana we all want. For us to achieve this, we must be very intentional and very strategic about what we do. And we also need to look at our reputation as an institution and organization. In the last few months, the name National Service has not been very good out there. And so together, I believe we can all claim that name up and become the world-class organization that we set out to be. And I'm here to encourage all of you that we are going to work with everyone. We want to achieve the aims and objectives of why this authority was set out. I understand the challenges and difficulties of moving from being a scheme to an authority. But it is always better being an authority than being a scheme. As an authority, we have more legal authority to do many other things that under a scheme could not do. I'm also here to assure you that you will have my full support as Minister for the sector. And all that you seek to do, I will be more than willing to push the agenda. We believe in one thing. We believe in championing the needs of young people and also building skills and giving them the opportunity so that they can contribute meaningfully to the development of this country. And so I'm here this morning to interact with you. I want to listen to you as management members, where your challenges are, what you expect to take to His Excellency, the President, how we can all improve on making National Service Authority what we are in this age. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So today is the Honorable Minister's second day in the office, just like us. So it's has a very tight schedule. We'll go down. development and empowerment, has been in office barely 72 hours, and then the minister scheduled national services, the first place he has chosen to visit. Let not the significance of this visit be lost on us. We're talking about a gentleman who has been involved in youth development virtually his entire adult life. He's been a champion for youth growth wherever he's found himself. I think there's nobody in the country now who doesn't know the Honorable George Opariado. Somebody who grows people with him. Somebody who started his politics right from the grassroots. I think most people do not avert their minds to that the people that we see in the news has come from somewhere. They have just not come up because of some allegiance they owe to some people. Certainly not all of them. There's somebody who has worked, at least when I knew him, as a municipal chief executive for the Kwapem North District. At the time, it included what today is the Okre, which is now a separate district, a much bigger district. And then at a very tender age, well, in the chieftaincy area at the time, there is somebody who is very experienced in managing institutions, in managing conflicts, in managing developments, in managing youth. From there, he became the National Youth Organizer for the NDC. The results should tell you about the personality or his competence. The NDC cruised to the biggest victory in the life of the party. And that must be due to the mobilization of the youth that was done in the last elections. His visit here is no accident, because he must have reflected and known that all the past achievements he has achieved as a youth leader, both in the district nationally and his connections internationally, national service must be so critical in his going forward. If I decide to talk about him, we probably won't finish. I am elated that I can introduce to you my brother and my friend, my senior colleague, the Honorable George Opariado. Our Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. I didn't know Felix knew me this well, but I remember him in 2008 when we were in opposition then and struggling to get the NDC elected. That was the days of His Excellency, the late President Mills. That was when I met him. And so I have his number saved on my phone as Felix, National Service. And so when he got appointed, I checked my phone and I said, I should have his number somewhere. I went to look for Mr. James, I didn't have it. And I said, let me check Felix, National Service. So when I called, I said, are you the same person? He said, yes. Anyway, Felix, congrats on your appointment as Director General for National Service. As for Ruth Sedo, those of us who know our history, she's deputized me twice. In 2018, when I decided to contest to become National Youth Organizer, certainly they had already been on the road before. And so she also got elected that same time. She had attempted once and lost. And so when I came, I brought her luck. She won to become Deputy National Youth Organizer. I've worked with her and I also know about her competences. I have known these two distinguished personalities for a very long time. And I want to assure you here that you are in safe hands. If there is anybody I would trust to run the affairs of National Service, I want to assure you that His Excellency President Mahama made no mistake by bringing you these two people. And so what I expect from all of us is to give them all the cooperation they deserve. As for you staffs here, you should already be happy because this is one of your own, Felix, who has risen through the ranks to become your Director General. And so I pray that God grants them the wisdom so that they are able to steer the affairs of the National Service Authority. The challenge is moving from a scheme, that transition, into an authority. But I believe in their competences. And I want to assure you here that at the ministry level, we will give you all the support you require so that that transition becomes smooth. I am here this morning to, at first hand, interact with you and understand the many challenges that confronts the authority. I had the opportunity of meeting Felix and Ruth, and they've given me a thorough briefing. And I also decided that let me also engage you and speak with you. I believe that we can transform national service to become the lead organization for youth development in this country. And rightly so, if we all put our shoulders to the wheel, we can make national service what we all envisage that it should be. I believe in the abilities of the leadership of the service, and I believe in you. Because over the years, you have run the scheme with the many challenges that have been associated with it. But I believe that in due course and in due time, we will be able to turn it all around and make it what we all seek and what we all hope it becomes. National service in itself is one of the organizations that can champion youth development, first in respect to food security. And I was telling Felix about the many farms you have. Many of us have been buying from your farms in those days. And even your canteen here, many of us still buy from you. We can leverage on what you have to even reduce food prices in this country. And I'm going to work with you to achieve that. I'm going to work with National Service as part of our policies in youth in agriculture. And we are going to turn around your farms. We are going to make them mechanized farms where the state will leverage on your farms to bring down the cost of some of the staples that we have on the markets. If you take that lead, I believe other organizations will follow. We don't need to reinvent the wheels when there is already a more champion us to our destination. And so I give you all the assurances to realize most of the policy initiatives that the NDC government intends to implement. We have the 1 million coders. We have the youth in agriculture project, also youth in mining. I'm not sure if you have the competencies in mining, and so we will not be talking about that here. But I assure you, the coders and then the youth in agriculture program, and even the Jumeirah projects, I would partner with National Service to see to the rollout of those programs. I've also looked at your handing over notes, and I realized that there were a lot of laudable initiatives from the previous administration. Takes a route to continue with it. All the good ones, I believe all the programs were good. All the models that you set out, those that you're able to roll out, we'll be speaking together so that we are able to roll out it worthwhile. We also need to look at how we can develop personnel who come through the scheme, and that we'll be working to see the allowances to service personnel. I know the challenges. I understand that if this month ends, then it's 4 months. When we were in government in 2016, if I recall correctly, I know allowances were paid latest by the 20th of the month. And forgive me, but it's not much. And so when you hold it, when you take a young boy from, let's say, Binduri, and then he travels all the way to Accra to do his service. We all know the challenges with accommodation in Accra, the food prices and how difficult it is to survive in Accra. And then he goes 1 month without salary or allowance, 2 months without allowance, 3 months. Clearly, you are punishing that young man or that young woman. And I believe it should not be the norm. It cannot be business as usual. I have taken up the issue with the Minister for Finance. I'm also going to take it up with the Chief of Staff. We will do everything possible to see to it that before the end of next week, some good news comes to service personnel so that we end this era of you having to wait for so long before your allowances. service personnel should be put through those challenges and difficulties. And I'm going to urge the Director General and his able deputy to see to it that what we used to do previously, and since he has institutional memory, I'll urge him to do so. Usually 2 months before the time, the money is already in the account, so that at least when it is time to pay salaries or allowances, it goes out. You can also not talk about personnel and leave out the staffs who run the affairs and the show. I know the challenges. I have seen the pay structures, and I know that something must be done about it. I won't stand here and make promises, but I will engage with the relevant sector ministers and see to it that at least some improvement is brought to your lives. But that notwithstanding, we also need to do more about our reputation. Second time it is happening, and it cannot continue. We are going to liaise with the various investigative bodies and see to it that this issue is brought to an end. Because it is the reputation of the organization that sells it internationally. And so if anybody is going to deal with national service and is of the opinion that you can't even trust the characters in there, because the ghosts don't come from anywhere, it comes from us. The ghost is within us. I cannot sit in my village of Ekropon and manufacture names for national service. It has to be some people here who are doing it. I will leave it to the investigative authorities. I'm not going to pass judgment as a lawyer until they finish their investigations, but I want to assure you that we will follow through with this. And anybody found culpable will be dealt with appropriately where the law belongs, the person should be dealt with. We cannot continue to do some of these things. And so please, if you are part of it, this is a new era, there are new sheriffs in town, let's bring an end to it. It cannot continue. And I want to tell you, it's not going to be business as usual. Things are going to change, and we are going to change very fast. On this note, I want to say a very big thank you to all the staffs here for your committed service to this country. Continue to give out your very best, and let's pray that God will lead us there. Thank you, and God be with us all.
I agree with him that the allowances must be adjusted in a way that will at least commiserate with the high inflation that was left for us under the erstwhile government. However, if we continue to engage in this bloated, ghost names affairs, definitely it will be very difficult for us to make a case, isn't it? So first things first, let's resolve that problem and get the ghost names out, and let's see actually who deserve to be paid. And I believe that if we make a case, we can have a good one for our service personnel, right? All right, so Honorable Minister and my Director General, on behalf of all of you, I want to say a very big thank you to you for coming to see us. For me, I see this as very significant in the sense that for him to choose National Service Authority as his first point of call tells us how important this institution means, not just to him, but to the president as well. So I would like to say that with all the energy that we have within us, let's meet him and let's prove to him that yes, the trust that he has for us has not been in vain, or is not going to be in vain. Let's ensure that we live up to expectation, and I think so far so good. I believe in your capabilities, and I know that you will not disappoint our Honorable Minister, you will not disappoint our Director General, and you will not disappoint His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Most importantly, you will not disappoint the youth and the people of this country. On this note, I want to thank all of you for gracing this opportunity, and when he leaves, definitely we get back to work and get it done. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a bigger round of applause for well-delivered message. At this juncture,
Rightly said, the significance of the visits of the Honourable Minister should not be lost on us. I think of all the agencies that are under the Ministry of Youth Development Empowerment, this is the one that the Minister can call his own. Because this is an agency that his own brother, and the sister, the leadership of the organization. This should also reflect in when we're sharing the elephants. We would always have the lion's share, because as he's waking and he's sleeping, and you think about his organizations under his ministry, national service will come first. But that should also reflect in our work ethic, in the way we're going to work from now to support him, to make him the best minister in the cabinet. He's espoused these ideas and talked about them so passionately. And anybody who thinks about your stomach is your friend. He's spoken about our contributions to reducing food inflation. And then there's an area, the national service, we are so well known in it. We are farmed across the country. The expertise is there. We have the personnel in all the agri colleges and the universities around the country. So you know already that the minister has us in mind. And then we want to assure the Honourable Minister that we will work with him closely to bring to fore or into fruition his vision to make national service the best or the foremost youth development agency in Ghana. We thank you so much and want to thank him also for coming. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click on the bell for more updates.